It's my feel-good breakfast show.
We are absolutely loving the celebration and exploration of the Brazilian culture on today's show. To take it to the next level, though, now, we are touching base with one of our Brazilian viewers, Renan Souza, who lives in Sao Paulo, a place that I've literally been in for a couple of hours as I moved through Brazil, but so excited to connect with one of our fans on the other side of the world, literally. A very good morning, my brother. How are you?
I'm a good man. Good morning to you all.
Good morning, man. So what time of the day is it in your neck of the woods?
It's exactly 30 past midnight here.
Thank you so much for staying up for us, man. I don't know if you're a late night kind of a person, but we're obviously early morning people here. It's bright and early in South Africa. I've got to ask though, how did you first connect with Expresso? How did you come across our show?
After the Soccer World Cup in 2010, I got interested in visit South Africa in order to study English and experience the country. But unfortunately, it was just for 30 days. And when I came back to Brazil, I was missing something. Then I searched on YouTube about South African music, and I found out your show's performances, such as Jack Sparrow, Lonely Hill Estate, Blackbird, and so on.
I love that, man. You've listed some of my absolute favorites. In fact, Blackbird sing the theme song from our show. We have so much fun here. One of the best parts of my gig is the fact that I get a private performance from some of the best South African artists every single day. What about the South African music do you like? And how would you say it compares to music in Brazil?
I am a rock and roll fan, so I'm much more interested in bands like Prime Circles. They were at the show last week, I guess. And in Brazil, we don't have a lot of good rock bands, in my opinion. So I can't compare rock bands in Brazil to South Africa. But the music, the rhythm of local music here is really similar to Africa.
You say you came out here to have lessons in English. I'm going to ask you for a bit of a lesson now. Let's start with one of the obvious differences between our countries, the language. Now, Renan, I know your name is spelt with an R, and I've been obviously schooled that in Portuguese, the R is often silent, or you say it sounds like an H. Am I saying your name correctly?
Yes, exactly. The letter R in Portuguese sounds like the letter 8 in the beginning of the word, like the word had, you know?
So I've ticked that box. Now, I feel for you guys because the whole world, and we know Brazil has been hit incredibly hard by the coronavirus, and usually at this time, or around the end of Feb, beginning of March, there would be a lot of festivals happening throughout the country. Carnival would be happening. The entire country would be getting behind that. Can you tell us a bit more about the Carnival celebrations that are usually carried out and the symbolism behind that, and how it's been impacted this year due to the coronavirus?
Okay, Carnival, specifically in my city, is much more about street parties with a huge concentration of people dancing and singing. We have a kind of truck with a stage on the top where we have musicians, singers, performance live, while people just follow the truck and they all route, you know? So it's much more about street parties. In Rio de Janeiro, we have parades. It's more about a competition between communities in Rio de Janeiro. And that's really crazy, man. Carnival in Brazil is like Springboks beating All Blacks in the final World Cup.
Oh man, I love you for saying it. So it's the absolute most important thing ever in the world, ever. I'm picking up what you're saying there, man. Obviously, the coronavirus has hit the entire world. Everyone I've interviewed from right across the globe has had a shared experience. And I think for me, more than highlight how different we all are as different countries, it's reminded me of the similarities shared between us and other people across the globe, our cultural differences and how that kind of unites us now. How are you feeling after this crazy year that we've had? Do you feel like you're part of a global village now?
Well, it's very sad because as South Africans, Brazilians are connected people. We also have a kind of braai here in Brazil. We call it churrasco. So every weekend we have a churrasco, a braai to attend, and it's not impossible. It's been more than a year that I'm not able to visit my family, my closest friends. So it's really sad.
It's crazy, man. We certainly can empathize with you. We've seen the light and the dark side of the coronavirus pandemic and how it has also brought out the best in people as well. And I really hope that's the case for you, my friend. I believe that you've learned part of our national anthem during your stay here in South Africa during 2010. Can you maybe end off our interview by singing just a little bit that you remember?
Well, I will. Would you mind if I wear the South African scarf?
I would love that. I would love that, my friend. Take it away.
Kosi sikeleli Afrika, malum pakani sumpondo wayo, iswa imitanda soyetu, kosi sikelela China do Sapodwayo. Is that right?
That is beautiful, my friend. That is beautiful. You would have put a lot of South Africans to shame with that one. Thank you so much. I've got to say, Renan, you sound like the most wonderful human being. I'm so glad that you are watching the show. Keep watching it because you've inspired me to make sure that we keep getting the very best local artists. Please stay safe during these insane times. Stay healthy. And I look forward to hosting you here on our show the next time you're able to come out to South Africa and come spend a little bit of time with us.
For sure. I'll appreciate that. And thanks for having me on the show.
I love the fact that Brazil and South Africa have this kind of connection and that our show has been able to facilitate that just a little bit. Thanking him so much for taking the time to chat with us, to share more about his amazing culture and life in Brazil. If he's ever back in South Africa, he has an open invitation to come and share a little bit of time with us here in studio. Come watch one of the performances live. But here's to celebrating the ties that bind us right across the world, despite all of the pressures of COVID-19. It is a global village.